watch that once a day. Once it's gone.
Okay, number 4, approval / amendment of meeting agenda items.
I have an amendment to add to this agenda, 11.17. It is a memo in regard to the hire of an employee for summer school.
Okay, I move to amend the June 13th, 2018 board meeting agenda items by adding item 11.17 to the consent agenda.
Second.
There's a motion to amend the agenda to add 11.17. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries. Approval of minutes.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 9th, 2018 and June 6th, 2018 as presented.
Second.
Moved and seconded to approve the minutes for May 9th, 2018 and June 6th, 2018 as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
I'll abstain as president.
Okay, 3 ayes and 1 abstain. Correspondence,
Have that, Mr. Chairman.
public comment. Reports, Aisling 1, Washington DC field trip.
Please welcome Charles Young and a student or two to talk about their Washington DC trip. So,
I actually, all you get is me, because my poor 8th graders had a rough go last week. And so, right when we got back, I asked them to come and some volunteered, but unfortunately, some of those people lost loved ones, so it's just me to present to you, so forgive me. I also don't have a good PowerPoint like last year. I'm definitely not as adorable as they are, but I'm gonna go with it. So this year we had 12 kids and 3 adults, and they were all 8th graders. And some new things we saw this year was the museum, which they loved because it has an FBI exhibit that has like all the information and news clippings and like fake stuff the Russians bring over when they're spies and all this kind of stuff. So they love that. And then besides that, we did our regular Mount Vernon and Arlington National Cemetery and Capitol. This year we were able to get an inside Capitol tour, so they were able to see inside the dome, which they really loved. It was actually being refurbished for 3 years prior to this, so it's like one of the first times that it's being opened. And some of their favorites were the Holocaust Museum, Mount Vernon, the museum, Arlington National Cemetery, and they were an amazing group of kids. We had tons of compliments from veterans, from our hotel staff, from our bus driver. The bus driver even texted me and said, "Please request me next time. I loved your group." So that was really awesome. Any questions?
How many days were you there?
5, including flying. Which, fun story, our flight was delayed, so we ended up being up for 26 hours straight by the time we got home, and we watched the sunrise on Lakeview High School steps. It was a good bonding moment.
She really wasn't bonding when she called me.
Yeah, I did. Oh no. It was good.
And how many kids went again?
12. That was a really great size.
Saw the picture.
Nice design of the shorts this year.
Have another trip planned for next year.
Yep, I already have 7 signed up for next year's trip. Next year I'm gonna try not to do Memorial Day weekend though, because it gets so crowded. So we're gonna try it out and see if the benefits of Memorial Day weekend outweigh the crowd, and then decide from there and probably stick to a weekend. Also this year with the shorter schedule, it was a rush for the kids. They're super stressed out, leaving and then coming back and then only having a few days before finals. So I'm gonna experiment a little next year.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, 8.2, April financial statement.
All right, so revenue in April collected was $520,000. The we collected ESD and ESD counselor and tech positions that we flow through from the ESD. Federal, this $37,829 is a piece of that federal forest fees, and I think we talked about that prior. I did get another federal forest fee in May, which was about $293,000. So that'll show up in May, but there was a small amount in April. The other, this $11,000 $4,979. That's right next to it. There is actually from my spec education teacher that flows through from the ESD, but they're help support on with that. And of course, we received state school fund $366,000. Our interest was at $4,981. Our interest and fees from the county tax assessor was $2410. And then of course our taxes was $82,000, which $47,000 of that is from the solar allocation that we get. Moving on to expenditures, we were $649,000 total, which is less than what we had anticipated of $708,000. We were way lower in the payroll piece, but then higher in the accounts payables. Not a big shock. Ending fund balance at the end of April was $2,534,000. If you look at the bottom down there, the initial forecasted in the big bold, it's indicating that we will end up at $1,110,000 at the end of the year. However, we did get that big federal forest fee, so we might be a little bit higher than that.
Questions for?
So do we usually get more revenue in May and June? I mean, I see just revenue up through April, we're down.
In May, I
Okay.
did get quite a bit because of the federal forest fees, which I wasn't expecting anything there. In June, it's kind of a catch because of depending on how quick I get bills out for June and get everything kind of cleaned up, especially like with the ESD, that's my biggest one right at the moment, any tuition. It may come in before June 30th. Sometimes it just doesn't. So, June can be technically a little bit light. We do not get any state school fund in June. We get a double payment in July next year.
Hold on. Okay. Anything else? That's it?
That's what they are.
All right, 9, old business, 9.1 policy GHB/JE CAC.
And that is the policy on staff, student, and parent relations as in regard to custodial, non-custodial parents, such relationships, who has access to those kids, et cetera. Dustin raised a very good question. As far as the access piece, I'd like to consult Jeff Edlin. Jeff Edlin agreed with Dustin's assessment of it, and Jeff Edlin, based on the recommendation, is our position is District 7 red policies do not adopt. Lee, did you provide a motion for it to that effect?
I fixed the board documents in there.
Thank you for bringing that up. I'm glad we got it checked out. So,
Any more background on that? Justin or Darwin, you need that? All right, any further discussion? Motion?
I move to, oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. We haven't got to it yet. I move Lake County School District 7 take the position of do not adopt policy GHB-JECAC.
Been moved and seconded to that Lake County School District 7 take the position of do not adopt policy GHB/JECAC. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion carries. New business, National Honor Society Advisor Replacement.
yes, we had certified negotiations last year, the new negotiation process and the salary schedule. We added a new advisory position in that salary schedule related to the National Honor Society. We decided for advisorship for that. So now throughout the year, we either neglected it or we forgot about it or whatever. We can at the end of the year notified us that Lisa Schulberger, who is continues to be the National Honor Society advisor, did not receive a contract or notification of a stipend or anything like that. So this letter is recommending that, one, that she receive a stipend for that, and then that she be compensated for the advisor position for this year for National Honor Society.
Okay, and how are we for next year?
It's in there, and it's in the salary schedule, and we're on top of it.
Any other questions? Motion?
I move to approve the 2017-18 National Honor Society Advisor Placement as presented.
Second.
So moved and seconded to approve the 2017-18 National Honor Society Advisor Placement as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 10.2 Youth Mentor Program.
Well, I'm very excited about this. You know, the mentor program at the ESD is a very popular program that serves, some underserved youth in our community. And tell us what she learned about. We had a discussion about that. And we said take it a step further and involve the high school in the mentoring component too. So I'm very pleased with that, very proud of it, and I'm going to go ahead and let them present.
So we would like you to approve our club that Sarah, Dali Evans, and myself, Raymond, would like to peer mentor the elementary starting with K through 3rd, just because we feel more comfortable at those ages, because they're not as close. And we would get like recommendations from Miss Warner of kids that would need help, and we were thinking about like breakfast times. Randy Harris was telling us about breakfast times, going during lunch and doing a lunch buddy program, after school times, just any way to get ourselves involved with the elementary school so that they have somebody to talk to, because now that we both like did peer tutor down at the elementary school, and there wasn't always kids that they were like alone at recess and they didn't always have friends, and so we wanted to make sure that they would have someone to talk to and just be close with. Are there any questions?
Yeah, could you just introduce yourselves?
Oh, I'm Rayanna Blair. No, I'm Sarah Field.
And we're partnering with the Youth Mentor program at the ESD. They're going to help us with training and applications, and it will help the kids that get involved with having like job experience, able to put that down, and then also having mentors, adult mentors come in and help them, so that it's also some mentorship that way as well.
What's the focus age group for grades? Training?
It's K through 3rd, but once we like start getting it going, we would be open to like expanding that.
Our first goal is breakfast buddies, because that's what working our schedules, but from there we want to build and do more activities from there. We're just kicking it off there.
Very positive.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful, and I'm very pleased that this group is going to take that on. And like I said, it's going to be great for these kids that it's going to talk to. Mrs. Warner, do you have any thoughts?
I've worked with all 3 of these girls in Chalice, putting kind of a plan together. We're feeding between 80 and 90 kids every morning. So that's a lot of kids that are spending a lot of time alone in the mornings because their parents are at work and they need to, sometimes we have kids there at about 5 after 7 and we don't start till 8. So we would love to have some extra supervision, just some people to be around the kids and visit with them and start their day off positively.
That's great. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, girls.
I move to approve the youth mentor program as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the Youth Mentor Program as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries.
Do you mind if you excuse yourself?
You bet.
Have a great summer.
Thank you very much.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Good. Exciting. 10.3 Acceptance of PIV bid.
So through the Measure 98 funds, which I think we talked a little bit about last night, excuse me, that was an option for 17-18, and so we stuck it out to bid. this past spring, got the bids back in, and we had to sit down and do a lot of tweaking to make it fit the field over there at the Irwin off of Stock Drive. And this is the dry land piece that's actually where the pivot's going to be put on. And so we actually had two vendors or two companies that actually bid and provided us with a couple, 3 different scenarios. And then from there, we started tweaking as far as what we really needed and make it fit the field. So we actually ended up with the bid of choice after advising with the Ag Advisory Committee was SureTap Springs. They're out of Burns, Oregon. And their bid came in at $71,933. Excuse me. It actually is, I have in here that it's is going to ship on the 20th of June, and I got an update today that it's actually going to get loaded on the 18th. So we should have that pivot here a couple days after that. So we're just seeking out the approval for the purchase and installation of the pivot.
Drove by the field, see cattle are in there.
Christy Reese informed me today that they needed to take down a little bit of that grass to West Keys. Make it a little more efficient to get the pivot in there. The Holiday Ranch has some effort in there to take down some grass. They're having that review today.
So that no damage will be done from rubbing,
No.
things like that. Is my only question.
All that will be out there.
They'll be out of there and on there. They'll probably not. I may be speaking to the term because we have these house with all the benches. And
Sure.
they do have it on that other side over there. Or has in the past.
Okay. Just asking questions.
Yep.
Good questions.
Any questions, board?
Move to approve the acceptance of pivot bid as presented.
Second.
And seconded to approve the pivot bid as presented. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Motion carries. Okay. Where are we? Consent.
16 items.
Looking at an old one. Okay, consent agenda. Actually, there's 7.
So I move to approve the consent agenda as amended with the addition of 11.17.
Second.
It's been moved to approve the consent agenda with the amendment of adding 11.17 and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Announcements.
I have done. What did Janet have for me?
So you guys noticed the retirement letter. I just wanted to give Tony Shannon a little moment in the sun. She's had a rough go since November. I'm trying to talk about her rough go. She's back on the healing, and she is home. So she's doing well, and they did give her a driver's license back to drive her car. So she's really excited about that. However, they will not give her a bus license back just because of her condition. So she decided to retire effective May 1st. And so just wanted to give her a little kudos and recognition.
I want to
She's been
thank
working
her.
for us for many years.
I want to thank her for her service to the county schools, something well. She and I started in the same year, 1993. And she's been a trainer, she's been a member of students and all, just been a much higher. She's been way back.
It's kind of cute because Tony hasn't been here in quite some time now, and all the kids still say, well, I ride Tony's bus. It doesn't matter who's driving it, it's Tony's bus. The first one is Tony's. And you'll ask even the little tiny guys, well, I think I ride Tony's bus, that one right there. They know,
Yeah,
because she's a big part of their lives.
and she loves these little kids.
Her favorite name is the Honker Holler.
We'd like her to come and volunteer and just read with the kids if she
Oh, she
feels
would
like
probably
it. She
love
wants
to
to.
do that.
She said that when we took her
Yeah.
and stuff, she'd love to come back and
She
volunteer.
would love to.
Yeah.
Right up
Good
her
for her.
alley.
Well, I wish her well.
Okay, 13, next board agenda meeting minutes.
Well, we didn't do building reports this evening, so we'll do some individual building reports. We have the LHS and EMS handbooks on the consent agenda. We have the Fremont Bay union handbooks on the consent agenda. And possibly some more hires for the consent agenda too. As far as any business at this time, I haven't done a report. It's always possible.
Our next meeting will be
2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from one more June.
So if we have only 4 items, is there anything there that's critical that could be put off to July?
Absolutely. We'll adopt my budget in June.
That was a look.
How do you like to like that?
That conversation's over.
First July meeting.
Any other questions?
Would love to accommodate.
Yeah, however,
I'm ready for it right now.
Yeah.
let's get it done.
I don't even have my resolutions done yet today.
Anybody have any other items for the next meeting?
Obviously, the agenda.
Obviously, the
Or not
budget.
the agenda,
The
but the
budget.
budget.
The budget. I move we adjourn the meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Thank you, board.